Hey guys, another Cracks Commute cassette review today. Not sure what episode. I know we're in the double digits, so we're getting up there. And today we got a pretty cool tape to take a look at. It's from a band from Fargo. Don't hear a lot of bands from Fargo. That's where they originated. Eventually they did move to Minneapolis, which I don't blame them because Minneapolis was a hotbed of musical activities in the 1990s. Tons of cool stuff going out there. Awesome hardcore scene, big noise rock scene. There's even like the grunge thing going on. A lot of cool stuff going on in the 90s, and that is when this album came out. It was recorded in 1992 and released in 1993 by Fargo's own Hammerhead. So this cassette was actually sent to me by a friend. And Hammerhead is one of those bands where I would always see their name because this was released by formerly one of my favorite record labels of all time. Stick around after the review for a rant. I forgot to mention that. I am going to do a rant about this record label, and that is Amphetamine Reptile. And they put out some of the best bands in the 90s in the noise rock genre, which Hammerhead is a part of. We're talking the Melvins, the Cows, Jesus Lizard, the Urinals, Tad. Who else did they put out? I can't think of any more right now. Fucking tons of good bands, okay? Awesome. Surgery, there's another one. But their lineup was ridiculous. Like, if you Wikipedia Amphetamine Reptile, like, chances are if there's a noise band you like, Amphetamine Reptile, noise rock band you like, Amphetamine Reptile did one of their releases. The Unsane, I mean. Tons of good stuff. And Hammerhead is no exception. They actually remind me a lot of Big Black, like especially the bass lines. The bass lines on this thing are so nice. Very reminiscent to early Big Black, like songs about fucking headache. And then in the vocal department, it kind of reminds me of a less abrasive Jesus Lizard. And I really don't like to compare bands to other bands, but I could not help but, like, hear those influences when I listen to this. And that's a good thing, because Big Black and the Jesus Lizard are actually two of my favorite bands, especially from this era of noise rock. And noise rock is an enigma in itself, because it's something I don't think could have existed at any other time besides the 1990s, because, like, hardcore, you know, for a while, it kind of had subsided. I mean, there was a resurgence of hardcore in the late 90s with the whole straight-edge Syracuse bullshit, but, like, hardcore kind of died off. Metal was at, like, pretty much its lowest point in popularity. Grunge was, like, the new thing, but grunge was, like, a little tame for some of the punk kids and the hardcore kids, so noise rock kind of came from the ashes of all that bullshit, and I think it's a phenomenal genre. One of my favorites. And Hammerhead is just one of those bands where I'd always see their name, and I never really listened to them because I wasn't familiar with them. So this gave me an opportunity to dive right in. And this album, Ethereal Killer, came out. They recorded it in 92. I believe it was released in 93. Is their first full-length record. And they ended up releasing 3 full-lengths and a handful of EPs and singles. And this is solid. This is a very solid release. Just one track on here, Tough Skins, is awesome. It is a really cool song. Definitely worth checking out on its own. But I gotta say that, man, this thing is still just a tape it for me, because chances are most people aren't gonna like noise rock. It's just not for everybody. I mean, I have played Jesus Lizard for people, and they've been like, are you trying to fucking torture me? Like, so, for me, I just gotta say, just to play it safe, like, this is a tape it. For me, it's a cop it, so it's somewhere in between. I definitely suggest these guys, but I don't suggest you go out and spend your money on it. Definitely get on SoulSeek, check it out. Maybe you'll like it, maybe not. But there's nothing really to talk about for packaging. We got a broken tape case here, just plain old tape case, regular clear cassette here. Picture of the band on the inside. So yeah, just, you know, a standard early 1990s Amphetamine Reptile cassette release. So while this is a great tape, I'm really happy to have this. I'm probably gonna go out and get more of their discography on vinyl now that I've heard them and know that I like them, because Amphetamine Reptile did release a lot of bands that I did not really like Nashville Pussy I could never get into, a bunch of others. So while I do really like the record label and most of their stable of bands, some of the shit just isn't for me. Which brings me to my next point about Amphetamine Reptile. Like, these guys have their roots, obviously. Noise rock. I just call it punk. It's all punk to me at the end of the day. Hardcore, whatever. And recently they've been releasing a lot of like really cool Melvins records. And the Melvins just put out the 7-inch. Like just the other day. Amphetamine Reptile posted it on their website. It is a one-sided 7-inch that is a cover of a Roxy Music song. I love Roxy Music. Great band. Brian Ferry's a phenomenal lyricist in my opinion. But, okay, so the Melvins released this 7-inch. This is the Rant, obviously. And it's one-sided, so I think there's like 1 or 2 tracks on this thing. It comes in a nice cover, Vinyl's really nice. Red, clear, splatter vinyl. Looks really fucking cool. I was like, you know what, I'm going to order that. So I go to the web store. Of course it's a limited edition, so this thing's going to sell out and it's going to be on eBay. It's $25 fucking dollars, okay? I don't know how many they made, a few hundred of them. $25 for a one-sided 7-inch. I didn't order it. And I didn't order it because that's so fucking lame. Like, I thought you guys were a punk label. Like, who's spending $25 on a 7-inch? Nothing says unfucking punk to me like expensive, limited 7-inches that a bunch of rich assholes are just going to go buy them up and flip them on eBay. It's so fucking lame. So while I love Amphetamine Reptiles and stable bands in the 90s, their current business practices are fucking lame. And it's not fucking punk, it's fucking lame. So I'm not going to be spending any of my money on overpriced vinyl releases from Amphetamine Reptiles. Shame on them, and shame on the Melvins, because King Buzzo, their singer, he just released a really cool 10-inch of like him playing acoustic guitar of all things. Sounds really interesting. It's called This Machine Kills Artists, play on words of This Machine Kills Fascist thing. And that was limited on Amphetamine Reptile. Fucking $35 or something for this thing. Sold out in minutes. So now the only way to get one is secondhand on eBay from scalpers for absurd prices. And I mean, that's not fucking fan service. That's rich boy service. That's fucked up. Shame on Amphetamine Reptile. Shame on the Melvins for doing that bullshit. Fans like me, who have been listening to the Melvins for years, been supporting Amphetamine Reptile for years, we're not getting these records because we're not buying it. Like Discord Records, run by Ian, a great fucking record label, they would never dream of putting out a $25 7-inch. Everything is fucking super cheap from them. They don't have limited quantities, so the prices don't go up, so there's no secondhand market, and that's punk to me. Limited edition, one-sided 7-inches for $25, that's not fucking punk. That's fucking capitalist bullshit. So shame on you, Amphetamine Reptile. Fuck you, and fuck the Melvins. Even though they're one of my favorite bands, seriously, fuck you guys. I just saw you guys in DC. You guys don't bring any merch to your shows. So, if you're not bringing merch to your shows, you're forcing us to go buy these limited editions from websites so they get that money. Fuck you. Like, I know the fucking game you're playing. It's bullshit. You're not supporting the real fans. You're supporting the fucking eBay fucking flippers. That's fucking garbage. So, yeah, that's it for me, guys. I'm done. Crack out.